There will be no more air-cooled Porsches on the channel. I'm abandoning the scene, I'm leaving it, I'm off to greener pastures. No, 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 no. I bought Australia's cheapest water-cooled manual Porsche 911. Nice. And I'll go through some of the optional extras in a moment, but let's talk about why this car was so cheap. Now, with any 997.1 of this era, there are some big standouts that you need to watch for. The dreaded IMS is definitely one of those, exploding left, right, and center, destroying engines in its path. There's bore scoring that can happen at any point in time, and all of a sudden you need a new engine. So buyers' tips for these cars are always get a PPI. They'll be able to inspect the IMS to see if it's been changed, and genuinely that should be in your logbook, because you should always buy one of these cars with a full service history and a full set of paperwork. You can go to the extent of getting them bore scoped, and they can investigate and check for any evidence of any bore scoring that has already started to happen on the engine. And with a good PPI, you will get a full breakdown of the car and any issues that you might need to fix, and anything that might help you negotiating on the price. Now, I took all that advice and genuinely just screwed it up and threw it in the bin. I bought this car without looking at it, no inspection, no PPI, and genuinely it's got a few issues, but nothing that I can't fix, or more importantly, Matt can't fix. So why was this car so cheap? Well, let's look at the folder with all the documentation and service history in it. Oh, there is no paperwork. So this car came with zero paperwork and history. Some of it was thrown away, and when I've contacted the Porsche dealerships over in New South Wales to try and get copies of the paperwork, apparently they've had a system upgrade, which also deleted all the information as well.
Computer says no.
So basically, I'm starting from scratch with a new folder and an empty folder. IMS has not been done, so that needs to go on the list. And I never got it bore scoped either. And while I'm talking about IMS, I've actually considered two options: doing the LN basic option, which isn't the oil-fed IMS replacement upgrade, or doing the oil-fed one. And I'm not too sure which one to do at this stage. So if anybody's got any comments, suggestions, or any history with either one of those two solutions, please drop a comment below, because that might help me pick which option I go with. Looking at the car, you'll be able to tell that it's an Australian Capital Territory car. So this car came from Canberra, now in Melbourne, and needs a roadworthy. So there's a bit of work to do to get the roadworthy sorted out. And for a roadworthy, first thing I need is a new set of tyres. I'm not quite sure how this got all the way over from Canberra on those, because it's about 700 kilometers. They are all cracked and they need replacing. And I'm just going to get those replaced with a set of Michelin Pilot Sport 4S. On the outside, there's just some cosmetic things that need doing. These center caps look old and tired, so a new set of those would be good. It's got a few stone chips in it at the front here. That one is an absolute belter. So it's got a few stone chips and scratches, but it is a 2005 model, and it needs a bit of love and attention. It also needs lowering because it's stock height at the moment, so I've got a set of springs that is going to get dropped. Also, other things which are easy to spot on the outside is, I think we might be able to pick it up on the video. Left and right exhaust pipe should be the same height. The right one over there is dropped a little bit. That means this needs new engine mounts. Interior's not too shabby. It's got the sports seats, which are really nice. It needs a little bit of tidying up on the seat and throughout. I think we might be doing some upgrades on the inside, steering wheel, shifter, perhaps some work on the door cards. This has got the Bose sound system as well, so the upgraded sound system. It has got the Chrono Sport upgrade pack. It's still got the original PCM in it. This one had a phone And then of course, like any car of this generation, these buttons get all sticky and they wear. So I'm gonna get those refurbished and changed. I think I'm gonna get a new head unit, get Apple CarPlay, reversing camera and all those bits on it as well. This unit can go. Shifter will go at some stage as well, and I think we're gonna do a steering wheel upgrade. I think the McCann 991 style steering wheel fits in these very easily. It just takes away that old style triangle airbag look. All in the back seating area is great. Really clean there. It's just on the outside, it's just a little bit untidy. May actually even consider wrapping the car. Now, I know it's a little bit of clickbait because you could probably buy a manual 996 for cheaper than I bought this for, but where on earth are you going to find a manual 997.1 for the price I paid for this? So finally, some people might say, I've joined the Watercooled club and picked up a Porsche 997.1 Carrera with a few optional extras from Porsche. I do love the rear end on a 997. I should probably say as well that I spent so little time actually looking at this car, which can probably be indicated by the fact that no PPI and no inspection at all, that I wasn't even too sure of what colour it was. I actually thought it was black. Turns out it's like a navy dark blue. Not quite sure what colour it is, and if you know, put a comment below. But I had no idea that it was going to turn up and be blue. So there's going to be some water-cooled content hitting the channel with this 997.1. There'll be some cosmetic upgrades, some tidying up. There may be a wrap. There'll definitely be a new steering wheel shifter and some other parts to it. There will be an IMS upgrade at some point because that definitely needs doing. Hopefully there will be no bore scoring updates. And there'll be a few drives and adventures in a 997. So just when I thought I got rid of all my project car work with completing the engine on the RWB, I've gone off and bought a 997 that needs a load of work. So stay tuned. We're gonna have some 997 fun very shortly. And I know what you're all thinking. You're thinking, I'm just gonna cut this up and turn it into an RWB. That is not the plan. This one's gonna have a little bit of style about it, gonna make it very comfortable. Might put a nice green heritage wrap on it. You never know. But this is not, I'm not cutting this up. The fenders are staying on this car. I'm gonna try and do something a little bit more classic with it. So if you've got any suggestions for parts, upgrades, modifications, things with a real kind of stylish bent to them, let me know in the comments below. And you'll be seeing this 997 very soon.